After all the tech layoffs recently, I've took on myself to get a job looking for extraterrestrial life. Interesting enough, there was zero competition. As my employers dropped me into their private property late at night, I've begun to understand why that was the case. Maybe I shouldn't have lied so badly on my CV. We're somewhere in Switzerland, in a valley full of satellite dishes. And I couldn't help myself but look into one and mess around with it even before getting to base camp. Reaching the base camp, the first thing I did was to notice how trashed it was. The second thing was to immediately break my own security camera. Someone was mindful enough to leave me the password for the building and a note by the entrance. Walking inside that lonely dark place, my OCD started building up as I looked into the trashed rooms and hallways. Whoever worked here before sure did make a point to completely wreck the place before leaving. They also seem to like playing spooky pranks. I don't know why they needed so many wooden mannequins. But I started throwing them all into a dark room in the second floor. I've even placed the front door security camera in here to see if it still works. Looking inside the lockers, I've only really found fire extinguishers, so I decided to look into the downstairs garage, where I was met with an old ATV just sliding around. After fumbling around with it, I managed to turn on its handbrake and checked out a notebook that was hanging over a nearby table. Apparently, the people who work here were big into recycling. That's pretty ironic. Dumping all the garbage we find into this table allows us to compress it into different kinds of scrap, which we can sell back to our employers for cash. I didn't even check in with the people I work with, and I already found a way to avoid doing my job. I've noticed we have an elevator here connecting the garage with the mannequin rooms upstairs, which made me wonder if it could double as a trash compactor. It's not very effective. I've also found my way into the security room that had even more trash and supplies for me to sort out later. Reaching the main office and having a look around, I finally start doing my actual job. Finding signals from space, locking into them with the satellites, and working the signal into usable data. As the satellites realign, I check my emails and realize my work is much more involved than sitting around in this computer. I have to go around to random satellites each day and take note of their output, as well as sending back a quota of processed signals to my coworkers. That explains the ATV and all the fuel in the garage. After a signal is locked on, we have to adjust the polarity and frequency of our sensors before we are able to download it. Doing that is a bit of a chore, but feels strangely satisfying. Beside the main office lies the server room, which comes with its own set of trash and broken servers. Repairing servers is as easy as 1, 2, 3, and is done by solving basic math puzzles. So easy, in fact, I keep getting them wrong. In server consoles, we have access to commands that allows us to check the status of our satellites, as well as calibrate them for better downloading speed. We can also check the status of a radio tower outside and of the property's power transformers. If anything here breaks, we'll have to head out to the location and fix it ourselves. With the money we make, we can buy upgrades for the station, as well as buy all sorts of items. The first thing I bring in is an item box, so we can sell all the trash we've been recycling. The item box is airdropped in the garage by a drone, bringing us to an intense inventory management session. As this is our first day here, we still have no work assignments, so I spend the day dealing with all the mannequins, trash, and organizing my belongings. We even got our own microwave. Along the day, I found out that the mannequin room camera is pretty much useless and that we have our very own radar over at the main office. Not exactly why we need that if we're just listening to space waves. There are other 2 doors on the ground floor. One leads to a break room and the second one to a supply room. Both are pretty trashed, but hide useful supplies. After a bunch of recycling, the item box is filled up and ready to be sent back for a small reward. We can call in the base drone to come collect it, and use the money to order some garbage bags so we can start to get this place in order. And with that, I mustered up the courage to check the basement for the first time. Goddamn mannequins almost got the better of me, but I kept going only to find some sort of old meat freezer completely sealed shut here in the underground. The lockers here had the surprise of a bunch of rocks inside it. But at least we found where the breakers of the base are. I also found myself a hammer, which I instantly used to break a fenced off area of the basement. That took forever and led to nowhere. But at least we got rewarded with a jump scare. And a basement burger. Back on the ground floor, we can start using those garbage bags to tidy up the base. After that, it's finally time to get the next signal going. I completely forget we can play and listen to the signals and start packing the tape up, but we'll be back for this one later. The first night is coming in, and I'm already rethinking my life choices, as this place is pretty creepy in the dark. It's time to call it a day and head to bed. I do get up in the middle of the night to set up the second signal for downloading though. Still, going back for more sleep, I end up missing a gorgeous meteor shower. Day 2 begins with more garbage collecting and a visit to the balcony. I didn't realize someone left us a telescope here. We get a good look on what looks to be Jupiter. A quick look around the roof also yields another mystery burger. Down at the garage, we collect our first airdrop. Every day at midnight, our coworkers send in the drone with an empty drive and some food, and MRE, to keep us going. For whatever reason, the main office has a corner filled with water and some showers. So I get a sponge and get to cleaning by violently jerking my body until the dirt is gone. After that, it's time to listen to our signals. Cool, a whole lot of horrible noise. We'll need to get some upgrades in order to process those signals into clearer forms. We've got our first daily task email, telling us to physically go and make a report on 3 different satellite dishes, as well as to deliver 2 signal tapes. Thankfully, in the main room, we get a map of the property with the location of the dishes. I suppose it's a good idea to think about the best route to take when heading out to conserve fuel. The lights blinking freaked me out for a second though. Using a notebook, we can set a page with the report template for the day. Using the server console, I noticed we have a satellite dish offline already, that a couple of transformers could do with some maintenance. With the route for the day done, we can use the server console to set our compass to a desired building, so it's time to open up the garage door and get going. Not before leaving some trash for processing, of course. After a quick drive in the woods, we reach the hotel waypoint and proceed to put it back to work. We head to Foxtrot next, under the rain and lightning. Here we can use the sb.hash command to output a hash code from the satellite server, and that goes into the daily report. Two more to go. The wind is really disturbing our power lines, but we shall keep going. The next waypoint requires us to cross the river, so I do an experiment and realize the ATV isn't really amphibious. But being a scientist grants us superhuman strength, so we just carry the ATV back to safety. Sierra hash code is noted down and we are ready to head back for the day. But I remember I should really check on the transformers before heading back. Getting a transformer to behave is as easy as hitting a button on it. Here we also find a bunch of trash and even more mannequins. What is with this place and mannequins? Close to the main base, we can find a central transformer. It seems this place doesn't provide any information, unless things go wrong. We reach the base, finishing our first successful trip in the forest. I'm passing out due to hunger, so I munch down on some MREs and head to the main computer to set up some signals. A random radar ping gets me a little worried, as I'm supposed to be alone here. There's nothing I can do right now other than more cleaning and recycling though. There's our third signal. Once we set up the fourth signal, a storm begins outside. During storms, our sensors get pretty messed up. This one will take a while to download. Thankfully, we're all done for the day. We got 3 tapes ready and the satellite report. It's time to send those back to our co-workers using a tape box and calling the drone. I spent an eternity trying to figure out how to place the signal report in the delivery box, only to destroy the report in the process and create some sort of black and purple anomaly in my hands. This requires me to redo the daily report, but thankfully I can still read the information and won't have to go out in the storm. Once I finally figure out how to set up the box, I hide the anomaly from sight. The drone is called in, and it's probably the 5th time it's been here, but only now I finally took a good look at it. It has some crazy powerful engines. Our results come in, and we definitely need to upgrade our processing power to be able to turn those signals into something useful. So we get some upgrades and order another item box. With the processing upgrade, we can copy over our old signals to process them. This lets us sell them back to our co-workers and get money again. Very nice. And after being startled by the drone delivery box spontaneously breaking itself, we fill up another item box filled with trash. Somehow I managed to forget to fill it up with the garbage bags we have lying around though. More garbage bags are ordered and signals are processed. I begin cleaning up the hallways, but it feels like we'll need all the garbage bags in the world to fix this place. It's the middle of the night, so I decide to get ready to sleep. I think we can sell that crappy camera over at the mannequin room, given it's not doing anything for us. The problem is, where are the mannequins? Did I move all of them here? Maybe there's someone around playing pranks on me. I'm too hungry and tired to think about it, so I reward myself with a burger and some sleep. However, during the night, a lot of metallic sounds can be heard throughout the base. Looking around, I can't find anything. So we do some work and order in an item box in the middle of the night. Might as well stay up for a bit, right? Going to the basement late at night got me completely paranoid. I don't know if it's just me, but it definitely feels like you're not alone while being here. I want to see if I can do anything with all those rocks and O2s lying down here, or maybe just sell them. Although we still haven't rested for today, I'm taking a note of our daily task route, including some satellites and transformers that need repair. Going to sleep, weird noises are heard all throughout the night. Finally waking me up by the morning. It's time to get going, but first we've got to check out if the coast is clear. I didn't even realize, but we made quite a bit of money from selling all the garbage last night, so I ordered even more garbage bags, upgrades, and one more item box. Today is going to be a long trek, so I'm bringing extra fuel, just in case. We reached TR1, and this place is also a mess. It does have some yummy MREs lying around though, and one of those mystery burgers lying in the back. There's also some form of red, bloody substance right behind the transformer room. This place is really weirding me out now, yet I can't help but play around with this ball of flash. I'll just assume this is one of the pranks people here seem to enjoy, and move on. Moving on to the next waypoint, we seem to bump into some kind of fairy ring made out of mushrooms. It's hard to say how natural this is, really. Fumbling around with my hands, I end up throwing one of the mushrooms away, only for it to explode on contact with the ground. This place is really something else, so I'm bringing some samples home just in case. We have 6 more stops in this trip. By the second one, noises coming from the forest are already freaking me out. Still, we got a job to do. We get to the next transformer on the trip, and somehow it's even more trash than anything we've seen before. I had a bunch of garbage bags on me, but that barely put a dent in this place. Behind the transformer lies a hidden shovel for some reason. It's too heavy for me to bring back right now, so I end up leaving it here. On my way back, I start to get a sense of how big this place really is. And we finally make our way back home, with a job well done. It's time for inventory management. Yay! And I notice I even found an old rifle laying around inside one of those towers. I leave my newly discovered explosive fungus close to both entrances of my base just in case, as bedtime is near. More server and signal work is needed though, and our latest signal seems to be giving out some strange form of speech coming from a nearby planet.
I send greetings on behalf of the people of our planet. We step out of our field of history into the universe, seeking only peace and friendship, to teach if we are truly born, to be taught if we are fortunate. We know too that our planet and all its inhabitants are but a small part of this immense universe around us, and it is with humility and hope that we face this.
I'm not an expert, but could this be something valuable? If you had better processing, we would be able to hear it better. We'll keep the signal saved for later. Time to get the daily report box ready for the drone, but I'm so hungry I'm starting to hallucinate burgers everywhere. And I keep passing out while working. Before heading to bed, I check the mannequin room again. Yep, nothing there. They are really gone. Time for a burger. And also for some shrimp, as there was still some inside the freezer. Who knows for how long it's been in there, but it looks delicious. And crazy nutritious. Although I'm almost passing out tired, I can't help myself but go back to work on signals after getting some more upgrades. I can't sprint when I'm too tired though, so it's really time to get some sleep. If only the power wouldn't go out in the middle of the night. I just fixed the transformers, so I probably just have to turn the breakers back on down in the basement. I put on a brave face, grab my hammer and make a mad dash for it. I do look around for signs of tampering though, but the power going down also took it off all the lights. That's a pretty noisy signal. We definitely need better processing. We also need better resolution in our detector, because we can't tell exactly what we are looking at when we target those signals. Anyways, it's really time to head to bed, as day 4 is already here. Who knows what the next day will bring.